Welcome to my National Podcast. Let's get into it. Welcome to my National Podcast. It is another Sunday episode with your boys. Oh man, is it gonna be a good show?
Good one.
It's definitely gonna be a good show. This thread that we're gonna do today actually came from a supporter that was actually wanting to know how we actually became like best friends. Because today's thread is what's the weird way you met one of your now best friends? So they want to know how we became best friends. I thought yours truly could tell it.
Okay. There's a lot of history between us, so definitely trying to remember the exact first instance is going to be hard for me because that was over 20 something years ago.
Yeah, dude.
We were definitely, it was like 6th or 7th grade.
Seventh grade.
Seventh grade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
7th grade, dude. And that was 2004, 2005, somewhere around there?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
I don't remember specifically. But yeah, around almost 20 years now.
Yeah.
And we bonded over skateboarding. I know that for sure.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, it was definitely over skateboarding and video games.
Video games, yeah. I was terrible. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, dude. We all were.
Yeah. You introduced me into Call of Duty, and I was that guy. I was like, oh yeah, I went 2 and 36. That's not bad, right? That's not terrible. 2 and 36. And I remember specifically too, because I was asking him questions on the game. I was like, how do I know who's on my team? Which characters are on my team? And what gun is what? Stuff like that. And so.
But don't get it twisted though. Skateboarding.
Yeah.
This dude's fucking Tony Hawk. This man was Black Tony Hawk.
Oh my god.
He was hitting double, triple stairs. I'm like, yo.
Oh my god.
I was that kid in that video. I was like, it's legitness.
It's legitness.
Dude, I was this shit. I was stunned.
Well, you were more of a flatland skater anyways, because you would hit triple kick flips and fucking crazy shit on flat ground.
I was
So
the first in our group to hit a tray flip.
Yeah.
And that was crazy.
Yeah.
And he was the next one to do it. And then nobody else in our friend group hit a tray flip after that. We were the only ones that did it. I think you were the first to do a fakie one.
Yeah.
You were the first to do one down a curb. This man was on it. I was like, yo. And then going into high school, crazy enough, we didn't go to the same high school.
Yeah, unfortunately.
We didn't go to the same high school. We stayed best friends all through high school, even though we didn't go to the same high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, we still slept over each other's houses. We still hung out all the time. We still went out, did stuff, birthdays, all that shit, man. We just still stayed in touch.
Yeah.
It was
stayed up all night playing games, literally till dusk till dawn type shit.
His mom would literally wake up and be like, "You guys are still up?"
Yeah.
And she'd make us breakfast, and then we would just die
right there. Yeah.
Asleep,
good times, dude. Good times.
Good times. Yeah, we played Skyrim,
and
Medal of Honor all night.
All night
long. Grand Theft Auto 4.
Yeah. Oh my god. The memories on Grand Theft Auto 4 are irreplaceable, dude. Irreplaceable.
There's still videos on YouTube. I gotta find those videos and link them in the description. The videos that you had edited together. Do you not remember those?
Yeah, I remember those. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I had to prop my camcorder up and record the screen because I didn't have any way to capture the gameplay and shit.
Yeah,
so
you didn't have a capture card
or nothing. Yeah, dude.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, good times. Yeah, if you guys see those videos, definitely check those out. When you link them in the description, check those out.
I'm definitely gonna do that because, dude, they're worth watching. I don't know if there was any of us talking in there.
No.
Okay.
No, not in that one. You had the channel where we ended up talking because we played Saints Row together.
That's right.
Yeah, we did Saints Row gameplay a little bit together as well.
Because that was like the first time I got one of those old school capture cards.
Yeah.
We had to fucking plug everything into it, and then you run it to a computer, and then you get the little software on a disc. And you put it in your computer and you download it off a disc, man. Y'all kids don't know nothing about that. Yeah, like computers don't have disk drives anymore.
Yeah.
Even your PC doesn't have a disk drive anymore.
I don't think so.
Dude, those are a thing in the past. They're like disc what?
Everything's in the cloud now.
Like a CD.
Yeah. CD's nuts.
Yeah, right. But yeah, dude. Oh man. But yeah, we pretty much met in English class, Miss Riley's.
Oh God,
dude, it was so bad to the point where like our parents knew what was going. They were like, "What the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Like, why do our sons know each other? Why the hell are they?" And they're just like,
my mom would always be like, "Who the fuck is this Aaron? Why are you getting in trouble with him, bro?" I was like, "Yo, he's my dog. I don't know what to tell you. Hey, fuck, bro. You want me to not be friends with my dog? Like,
we're out here laughing at
Oh, that sounds bad. Look, that sounds bad, but I promise we're not laughing at Anne Frank. The movie just had like some weird writing, and so the funny the funny part was not exactly what you may think, right?
Shit.
Oh God.
There was a part in the movie, okay, where there was a Jewish dude trying to get inside of a store to hide from the German cop. And the German cop runs up to him and he's like, hold, with a flashlight.
Yeah.
And the Jewish dude just busts the corner and the cop just like stops before he gets to the corner and he's like, oh, forget it.
Yeah.
Lets him go.
Lets him go so hard, bro.
That's why we have this joke where, like, anytime someone gets away from something, or they get out of something, we're just like, because we were the only two laughing in this sad ass movie.
Yeah,
and we're just
dying of laughter.
And our teacher's like, "Is there something funny about Anne Frank?" And we're like, "Yes."
Yeah.
That dude couldn't catch no.
It just made no sense that's how she got exposed too. That's how she got exposed. That cop was like, "I'm not chasing that guy.
Yeah.
Fuck this."
Yeah,
and then he was like, "You know what? What's in there? What the fuck is in there that he wanted to break in for?"
Yeah.
And they were like, "Yep, got him."
Yeah.
That's Union, or what they say in German. Yep, got him, dude. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? That's how she got caught?
Crazy.
Someone was trying to like break in, and then the cop was like, I'm not chasing him, dude. Let him get away, and fucking decided to investigate.
Yeah, man.
Funniest shit ever, though. Funniest shit ever, though.
Dude, that's how we met. We met in around 2005.
Yeah.
2004, 2005. Yeah, man, dude, 20 years later, he and I are still kicking it.
Yeah.
Still doing the dang thing, man. Now we're on the podcast and still just living it up, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so that's how we met, you know what I mean? I know in the couple episodes that we've done, supporters have asked kind of how we met, how long we've known each other.
Okay,
that kind of stuff. Yeah. So that's what prompted this thread. And, I thought we'd tell our story first because it is a funny story.
Yeah, it is a funny story. Yeah.
All right, so let's get into you guys and how you guys met your friends. So, what is the weirdest way you met one of your now best friends? All right, I threw a rock. I wasn't aiming at him, but I hit him in the eye. The teacher made us sit together for the rest of recess. He's a really nice guy 20 years later. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's some crazy shit.
All because you're bad aim.
Facts.
Terrible aim. Terrible aim. Hit him in the eye. In the eye of all things, too. Like, goddamn, bro.
Man, like, bad aim, not bad aim. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hitting him, I get it, right? There's a lot to hit. But hitting him in the eye, you know what I mean? Like,
Facts. That takes a little...
I'm surprised you just decided, like, you know what? This guy hit me in the eye. I'm going to still be friends with him, you know?
Facts. All right, what is the weirdest way you have met your now best friend? Car accident. My fault. We've been friends for 15 years.
Okay. What the fuck?
That is great. Imagine if, like... Okay, say we were older. Obviously we met in middle school, so we couldn't drive.
Yeah.
But imagine it was a thing where, like, I'm riding in my mom's car and you're riding in your mom's car and she just like bangs into yours and they're fighting and we're just like, oh man, this must suck. Like, yeah, oh yeah, this does suck, dude. He's like, do you like skateboarding? Yeah, I fucking love skateboarding. Do you like video games? Love fucking video games. Let's go, my nigga.
Yeah, definitely.
I know, obviously that's probably what didn't happen for them. I don't know what would prompt you to like you hit my car and then we become best friends.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, I couldn't relate because my car, I'd probably end up fucking killing someone for hitting my car. But, you know, there's probably people that are like, oh, it's just a car, you know, that'll buff right out, whatever, you know. Like,
either that or he was probably like, oh, you know, we don't have to get insurance involved. I can fix it.
Yeah.
Come to my house, give you a few beers, I'll fix your car, and, you know, we'll call it a day.
That's probably how it happened. That makes sense, yeah.
Dude was like, I'll fix your car, give you a couple beers, and, you know, we'll call it a day. We don't got to get the insurance involved. That might be how it happened. Yeah, dudes get together and be friends far easier than girls is what I've noticed.
Yeah, 100%.
All right. What is the weirdest way you've met your now best friend? We were both trying to get with the same girl. Eventually started talking, became best friends, and completely forgot about the girl. We've been best friends for nearly 10 years now. That is so crazy. He and I have never liked the same girl.
Never, yeah, not once.
Never. We've never liked the same girl. We never tried to steal each other's girl or nothing like that. It's just never happened.
Yeah, because we have similar tastes, but we definitely have never, like, I mean, I never had the inclination or anything like that. Yeah, no, so
like,
yeah.
There's never one time I've looked at any girl that you've dated or, you know, even your wife now and been like, you know what? I'm gonna try to, you know what I mean? And do something.
Yeah,
I've never done that. And it's crazy because like we'll get scenarios on the show sometimes where they're like, "Oh yeah, my girl cheated on me with my best friend," and I'm like,
"How? Yeah,
my friends would
never,
ever. Like I know I could leave my girl in a room, just you and her, and I know nothing would happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know nothing would happen.
Yeah.
Like that is crazy work for you to patent some crazy shit like that. Like,
which is crazy to like call yourself someone's best friend and then end up doing that. You know what I mean?
It's like you're not really best friends.
Yeah, I don't know how you like fathom that stuff, right? And you know, it's what it is. People have different definitions of best friend, but you know.
That's true. That's true. I think sometimes they just kind of play the facade because they know what they're doing like off the rip.
Yeah, true. I can see that.
Like, oh, I'm gonna play the best friend so I can get to the girl. That's fucked up.
That's trash. Yeah.
All right. What is the weirdest way you have met your now best friend? I went to her birthday party in kindergarten, realized she had the same Rainbow Bright sheets as me, and we instantly bonded over that. 30 years later, and we're still best friends.
Jesus.
Okay. Over some Rainbow Bright sheets. I don't know how you build a friendship off that, but hey. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know either. Like, that's, you guys are just like, oh my God, we got the same sheets. Best friends for life 30 years later.
Yeah, my thing is just like, how do you go from like, oh, we both like that stuff, and then, you know, obviously years on you evolve and change and you do different things and you do different stuff. So it's like, do you guys still like the Rainbow Bright sheets?
Yeah, literally.
All right, maybe that was just the catalyst that, you know, it's like, oh, you have Rainbow Bright sheets too? Oh, me too. Oh, do you like this? Oh, me too. Me too. It might have been that, because I that would be some crazy shit if they're just like, no, the only thing we have in common 30 years later is just Rainbow Bright sheets.
Yeah, honestly. So,
that'd be crazy.
Crazy stuff.
All right. What is the weirdest way you have met your now best friend? We were at year 7 camp, and he randomly asked me if I wanted to talk about quicksand on the bus back. Huh.
Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, I can see it. There's always like random topics that get people to bond, you know, and I don't know, but I don't remember because I don't think we ever talked about it, but when I was younger, I thought quicksand was way more common than it actually was. I'm not gonna lie. I legit was like, dude, quicksand is gonna sneak up on me and I'm not gonna know what the fuck to do. And like I'm sure this guy was feeling, or this woman, whoever, was feeling the exact same way. Where they're like, dude, quicksand. And the other guy was like, I know, right?
Yeah, it's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
I could have swore I saw a guy outside the Starbucks just sinking, bro.
Sinking. He's cooked, done forever. Because people don't pay attention. The quicksand is out there.
Yeah.
Oh God.
My God, that's crazy, dude. Hey, man, I've definitely, made some friends and made people off, like acquaintances and stuff off of just weird conversations. So it does make sense, man. It does make the
100%.
amount of like people I have either made friends with or just like acquaintances with over the whole lizard people thing.
Oh, God.
Or like, the building of the pyramids or just aliens and shit and just in general shit like that. It's like, yeah, it's extremely unconventional, but yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It does build a rapport with a lot of people.
100%.
All right, what is the weirdest way you have met your now best friend? Made a suicide joke, and he was severely offended by said suicide joke. We talked it out. I apologized, and he explained why he was offended. Turns out we both work as suicide counselors and have very different ways of coping with the stress.
Oh, God.
We became great friends, our roommates, and got the opportunity to help a lot of people along the way, for which I am eternally grateful. Okay.
That's a good amount of context.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they were just like, oh, and he's like, this is just the way I deal with it, man. And he's just like, oh, shit. He's like, well, I deal with it like this. And he's like, oh, I never looked at it like that. Like, okay.
Yeah. I mean, definitely coming from like the Marine Corps, I can understand where making the jokes comes from, because we would I'd make a lot of jokes back in the day, and that was kind of just like how we dealt with a lot of the stress too. So I definitely was like, I expected some type of like military or something like where it was like, I mean, so yeah, suicide prevention is definitely strenuous, like, don't get me wrong.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
I just expected like something along the lines of like, I guess you would call it like blue collar or like manual labor or something like that,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just something where it's like a lot more physically demanding, I guess. But
Instead of like mentally.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I guess it's all the same, really. So
True. Because I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I've worked strenuously, like, physical jobs, and it's like your coworkers and people in general, bro. They find a way to fuck that mental up, man.
yeah, 100%.
Dude,
yeah.
they find ways to fuck that mental up, and it gets to a point where you're just like, I just got to do my 40 and go home, man. Yeah, I mean,
I think that the main thing about it is like when you're doing strenuous labor, like, you're out in the hot sun, you're like moving shit, like trying to coordinate stuff, trying to get things done in a timeline, and then some supervisor comes and they're like, it's a nice little summer evening, isn't it?
Yeah.
You guys enjoying your time, dude? Like, actually, you know what? It looks like Ramirez is working a little slow, dude. You guys stay longer. And you're like, all right, dude.
Yeah, and you guys are just like, fucking Ramirez, man. God damn it, Frank.
God damn it, Frank.
All you had to do is fix the cooling system.
Yep. And Frank's just there like, cooling what?
Yeah.
What?
Cooling what, huh? All right. What is the weirdest way you have met your now best friend? One of my best friends and I met at our first fight. Okay. He thought I was someone else and punched me, not knowing what was going on. I punched back. We fought for about 3 minutes before someone stopped us and asked what was going on. I answered, I don't know. He hit me, so I fought him back. He said, I thought you were someone else, but then you hit me back and I saw you weren't him and I panicked. So I just kept fighting. It made me laugh so hard I was in tears. We went and got some food, his treat, and that was 12 years ago. That's
dope.
crazy,
That's
bro.
dope.
And I honestly, though, it's one of those things where like dudes a lot of times are like friends in combat. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where like there was a time where this dude I used to know in high school, his sister was like 2 years younger than us, and she had mad crush on me or whatever. And I was just like, oh yeah, you know, but I wanted to be a good homie. And I was like, hey, look, you know what I mean? If I sleep with your sister, bro, like I want you to know about it. And I want you to be cool with it. And he's just like, nah, you know, I don't really want you doing that, blah, blah, blah. And so then there was a time where like I was just hanging out with her sister as friends and stuff like that. She ended up kissing me. And then he finds out about it. And I'm like, yo, bro, it wasn't like that. And then, you know, dude hated me, and we hated each other for like a year until we finally just were like, you know what? Yo, let's just fucking throw down, dude. Let's just fucking throw down. We fought. We got caught by the noon duty, and then we were in the nurse's office, ice packs on our head and jaw and shit, and we're just like, friends? Yeah, friends. You know, it just happens like that. So yeah, dude.
I feel like it just takes too much work to like hate someone for like a long time, you know?
Facts.
I feel like that's what really gets people to bond, is because, I mean, I've had plenty of people that where we like hate each other for years or whatever the case may be, and then we just end up being friends because it's like, all right, dude, like this is kind of just stupid, you know?
Yeah, that's facts.
So it makes sense.
Yeah. I don't know how women can do it though.
No,
women can hate somebody
hate
forever.
Yeah.
Like, bro,
Yep.
there's a point you got to get over it. But,
Yeah.
you know, us men are built different, I guess. All right. What is the weirdest way you have met your now best friend? Shortly after graduating high school, I was at a party and chatting to someone who had gone to my high school, but I never really liked. She told me her parents had kicked her out and she was homeless. I freaked out and insisted she come home with me. She lived at my house for a month and we quickly bonded. Oh, I wonder why she didn't like her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish you would have told us that part. I get it, the whole fact that her getting kicked out of the house and then her living with you is kind of how you guys became friends.
Right.
I understand that part. But why did you not like her in the beginning?
Yeah.
That's what I would love to know. Because I ain't gonna lie to you, you know, if I didn't like somebody, I'd be like, damn.
I'd be like,
That's right.
idiot, dude. Fucking dumbass, dude. Now you're homeless? Hey, look, check this out. I got a home. Look, this is a picture of it, dude. Yeah, yo. Yeah. That's how it used to be when I was petty, dude. I'd pull some shit like that.
Shit,
Fuck,
bro.
dude. I would drag the fuck out of it, too. I'd probably grab a box and be like, look, dude, here's your new deluxe condo, dude. Go ahead and move in. You got all your stuff? Of course you do. You're homeless.
Of course you do. You're homeless.
Yeah, if it's someone I don't like, yeah, I'm going all
shit.
out, dude. It is what it is, you know. Just
fuck my side, bro.
Yeah. I never claimed to be a great person. I never claimed to be a great person, but you know, it is what it is.
You have all your stuff, of course you do.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, bro. Oh my God. Oh my God, bro, my side is killing me.
It is what it is.
Oh fuck. Yo. Oh, that had to be funny. That took the top spot over the fucking GameStop pre-ordering shit, bro.
Jesus.
Oh my God. Oh, this dude. Man, hey, this is why, dude, he's on the fucking show, bro.
Oh my God.
This man is funny. He is funny as fuck. And he's not even trying. It's just natural.
Happens.
That's the craziest. It's just fucking natural. Oh my God. Bro doesn't force it or nothing. He's just like, you got all your shit? Of course you do. Like, bruh.
That was off the dome.
Oh,
I'm not gonna
fucking
lie.
bars, son.
Oh God.
Jesus. Okay. Woo. Oh, back to the regular scheduled programming. What's the weirdest way you became best friends with your friend now? 11 years old in the local candy / general store of the main street of town. 1 block from my family's woman's clothing store, I walked over to buy some candy, and a little girl in front of me, winding up a Jack in the Box. Okay, I guess she was just winding up a Jack in the Box. Okay.
Was winding up a Jack in the Box.
Okay, that's probably what he was trying to say. Okay. When it popped out, we both screamed, and her first words are, "Hey, I'm Shannon. I live in Germany, and I'm visiting family. Want to stay the night with us?" What the fuck? Yo, hold up. I agreed to, but told her my mom would have to ask. Hold on. I agreed, but told her mom she would have to ask my mom first. She was working at the shop, and after our mother spoke for a few minutes, I left with them. I am now 26, and she's now 27. She lives on the other side of the world, but visits every so often. My soul sister for life. Yo,
that's pretty beautiful.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, that is a dope like instance to kind of just meet somebody, and then even though she lives on the other side of the fucking world, you guys are still friends. That's wild.
Yeah.
But honestly, I believe it though. I believe it can happen. You know, I like the amount of times life has kind of like split us up.
Yeah.
And then we just kind of come back and it's just like, hey, what up, Swan? Soup Swan. It's like nothing happened. It's like that time between like didn't even exist, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, that is true. That is very true, man.
Yeah, especially with I like the part for me is like the fact that she had a lot of trust in humanity and was like, yeah, dude, we both got scared. I want her at my house now. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Like, you know, and then like the moms had a conversation and they found out they were cool, you know, and then you guys were just been friends now. Soul sisters for life or whatever.
Yeah, W
for sure.
All right. What is the weirdest way you have met your now best friend? First day of kindergarten, begged her daily to come over to my house to play/have dinner. Finally agreed to at the end of the school year. Been friends 30 years now. She was my maid of honor at my wedding. Is probably my daughter's favorite aunt. Oh, did I forget to mention she was my teacher in kindergarten. Now she's family.
Huh?
Yeah, I thought this was a girl that was like your same age.
Huh?
This was her kindergarten teacher. So she was just like, oh, Mrs. Robinson, please come to my house and have dinner with me. Oh, please come to my house. And then at the end of the school year, she was just like, all right, Jessica, I'll go to your house and have dinner with you. And they've been best friends since. She was her maid of honor and her kid's favorite aunt. That's crazy.
That's insane. I definitely did not expect that. That's a plot twist.
100%.
I was like, wait a minute, because, you know, I was like, begged her to come over. I was like, yeah, sometimes kids can just like want attention like that, you know what I mean? So like, it was, it sounded pretty usual until it was her teacher, where I'm like, I get it though, because I've set up for my daughters, I've set up meeting their teacher at like educational places, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
So like if I'm taking like my daughter to like a farm or like a museum or something, sometimes she would like beg me like, oh, can we invite my teacher, you know?
Oh, okay.
And then if her teacher felt like going on her, you know, obviously on the weekends, then she would go. But
okay.
I couldn't imagine like being best friends, you know? Like,
yeah.
I mean, nothing wrong with it. It's just like,
but you never know that.
Not expecting it.
That could happen.
Yeah,
that could happen to, like, even your kids. You know, it's just one of those things where they end up staying in touch, and it's like now your kids are adults, and they're like, yeah, I still talk to Mrs. So and so. Like,
as long as it's not no pre-order. I had 2 daughters,
man.
no pre-order.
Nah, man.
Telling you now. I mean, once it gets to that point, you know, I'm gonna have the conversation with my daughter, like, look, some dude's gonna try to put $5 down, possibly one of your teachers. The answer is no.
And I'm gonna be there opening the door, and we gonna be like fucking Marcus and Mike on fucking Bad Boys 2.
Yeah.
Hey, nigga, what the fuck you trying to take my goddaughter out for, huh?
Yeah.
Who are you, nigga? You look 30. He's like, hold on, sorry, this is Godfather. He just got out of prison. Yeah, nigga, and I ain't afraid of going back. Chitty, bang, bang, nigga. Hey, man, bro. You gotta be hard on these little motherfuckers nowadays, bro.
Yeah.
And then it's like, hey, man, you know, 10:59, 11:01. We coming out to find your ass. Coming out to find your ass. We know how.
Yeah. That's facts,
yeah, bro.
But I mean, I don't think that would be a problem with like Gen Z teachers, all that stuff.
I don't know. I've been seeing it's mainly female to male lately is what I've
true.
seen.
That is true.
Yeah, you kind of see that a lot more nowadays. I'm just like, damn, where were those teachers at when I was in school? You know?
God damn it, bro.
I'm just saying.
I'm talking about, I hope I get preyed on today.
Oh shit, bro!
Yo, Miss Johnson, you putting $5 down? No? Okay.
Shit,
I guess I'll go back to class.
Yeah. Hey, man, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. There was a teacher in high school. She was, white girl, blonde hair. She was like 26, and I was like, yeah. I ain't gonna say her name or nothing, you know what I mean? But I was like, that one right there. Honestly, the whole class, like every boy in the class was just like, yeah, I'd clap.
Yeah.
Clap like a motherfucker, man.
There's a few teachers like that in my high school as well.
Okay.
So it's definitely something that's like understandable, relatable, but like, it's just funny to like talk about. You know?
But when you put it like the way you put it,
yeah,
I'm just praying to get fucking
prayed to get prayed on. Yeah. Someone put $5 down.
Oh shit! All right. How did you meet your now best friend, or what is the weirdest way you've now met your? Yeah, what is the weirdest way you have met your now best friend? Ran from the cops together after a high school party was broken up.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
I mean, yeah. Try not to go to jail.
Yeah.
That is a bonding experience.
100%.
Shit.
Especially because if he got caught, you wouldn't have been best friends. So,
Facts.
Like me personally couldn't be best friends with someone that would get caught. Oh god, that's hilarious.
Oh man, but yeah, dude. Oh man. Yeah, no, that to me is like, bro.
Yeah, at least it was like a high school party though. It wasn't anything like crazy.
Yeah,
you know what
exactly. All right. Cool. We're gonna do two more and win today's thread and get to the scenarios. All right. What is the weirdest way you have met your now best friend? We were both 22 and met in. Oh, we're both now 22. Okay, and met in 6th grade because I was like, "What the fuck, 22 and in 6th grade?"
Yeah,
I read that wrong. All right, we're both 22 now and met in 6th grade. During class, our teacher had asked, "Who here doesn't like beans?" And I raised my hand since I'm not a big fan. I was the only one in class to raise my hand. He told me years later that he started talking to me and wanted to be my friend so badly because I was different from everybody else. I feel like I should say I'm a girl before people start looking at my name and thinking he was into me or something. We're actually both gay. Life is funny. What? Okay.
So
it was a gay boy and a gay girl, and they were just like, yo, you're gay too and don't like beans too? That's my fam.
Yeah, I mean.
All right. Okay, that's something to bond over, I guess.
Not liking beans.
I mean, you know what I mean?
In 6th grade, how are you like, yeah, this is so different, dude, doesn't like beans?
I think when you're that young, man, you don't really know what different is, bruh. You're kind of like, oh man, what? You like Star Trek and start a Star Wars? Different.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? Yeah, they I would think in that age range they would just kind of think anything is different or anything that doesn't follow the norm or the trends or whatever it may be. Because if I'm being honest with you, man, you look at kids nowadays, dude, it's like when we were kids, liking Star Wars and liking anime and liking, because I remember he and I got into anime together.
Yeah.
We were like, yo, what the fuck is this anime shit? Let's watch it.
Yeah.
And I remember we watched the most unhinged anime as our first one. I forgot the name of it. It was something like she wanted 100 boyfriends or whatever.
Yeah. Fuck, dude. What the fuck was the name of that? I know exactly what you're talking about,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
100 partners or some shit.
Yeah,
like that.
and we were just like, what the fuck? Is she actually going to get 100 boyfriends? And we were just locked into that shit.
Locked
And we were like, she's
in.
not even going to get past one.
No,
bro.
it was not, dude. Yep. She kept saying it like, "Oh, we get like 100," and then he was like, "Okay, if you say so." Never got
Yeah.
past the one.
Yeah.
I think they only made like 2 seasons of it or something
Oh,
stupid
did
too.
they?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't think they. I remember like I was like, "Fuck, dude, they didn't even continue it, dude."
Yeah, yeah. Because after the first season, I was like, oh, I guess they didn't continue it. Because we
Yeah.
watched the whole first season together.
Yeah.
And we were like, I guess that's it. You
Yeah.
know, because it ended on some like
Yeah.
New Year's bullshit. And yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, I
Yeah.
hope, I find a boyfriend. And then the other one was like, I hope I find a girlfriend.
Oh yeah, didn't he say he would like help her find partners or some shit?
Something like
Something
that,
like
maybe.
that. What the fuck was the name of that thing?
I do not remember.
I don't remember. I might have to do some Googling. Or
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
know in the comment, drop it down in the comments.
Oh,
Let me
yeah,
know.
yeah. If you know that anime, definitely leave it down in
There's,
the comments.
there's probably someone out there that knows it. And it's like, yeah.
100%. They're
I've
like,
seen,
oh, I remember that one.
Yep.
You guys started with that one? Damn. Tough. Y'all didn't start with Naruto or something? Like,
Yeah,
nah, we didn't. Because, a lot of people start with Dragon Ball Z and
Yeah.
Naruto. No, I didn't get into Naruto till like, my early 20s. If I'm being honest with you, I was late as fuck to the Naruto
I was a
game.
dabbler, like when I was younger, for sure, because I was one of those kids on Saturday screaming along with Goku, trying to give him energy and shit,
Oh, okay, okay.
But I never like fully engulfed myself until like I was older,
Yeah,
Once
yeah.
we watched that like 100 boyfriend partner thing, I started like reopening up anime into my life, and then Yu Yu Hakusho and all that started becoming like popular again.
Yeah, and then I think Cartoon Network did that whole Toonami
thing,
yeah,
where they started throwing animes and Inuyasha and shit like that on there. And
Yeah,
then-
I know we stayed up watching that a
Yeah.
lot of times. Yeah.
Yeah.
If we weren't playing video games, we were waiting for. We were watching Cartoon Network because Adventure Time is our shit.
Yeah.
Adventure Time is our fucking shit, bro. Jake is our boy.
Yeah,
that
Jake,
dude.
I fucking love Jake, bro.
That
I love
boy
that,
is
man.
funny.
Funny as
Oh
fuck.
my god! Our favorite moment is when he got to make his wish, and he wastes his wish on a sandwich.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, I wish I had a sandwich." He was like, "Dude, oh," and he was like, "You know, you wasted your wish, right?"
Yeah.
Yes.
Because it was like they were Finn was on the hunt for like some dual super fucking elephant thing that could grant wishes, right?
Yeah, the super combat elephant. or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
And then Jake was like, dude, I can't focus on my wish, dude. I wish I wasn't so hungry. And then a sandwich just popped up, and he was like, you wasted your wish, right? Your wish, right? He's like, yes. And that was the funniest shit to us, dude.
Dude, we
So
laughed
funny.
so hard at that, and it was funny because even when we were like in our friend group at the time, because you remember like everybody that was there.
Yeah.
We had a whole friend group, but he and I always had these insiders, and everybody would be like, "What the hell are you guys laughing at?" Yeah, nobody knew.
We had the most insiders I still think we have the most insiders out of any friend group ever.
Oh, 100%.
Challenge someone to try to
100%.
put out more insiders than us. you
Yeah,
know?
because even in these episodes, we are dishing out insiders
Yeah,
left and right. I don't know if you guys are picking up on them, but we are dishing out insiders left and right.
Yeah.
They just come so natural
So
to us
natural.
because it's like our language. It's like
Yeah.
our secret language. If I'm being honest with you, like I'll say something, and to everyone else, it sounds out of pocket.
Out of pocket,
But to
yeah.
him, he's just like.
Got him. Yeah. That's
I
my
know
boy.
you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like that Leonardo DiCaprio meme where he's like,
yes. Yeah, exactly.
but it's just him and a crowd of people, and
Yeah.
they're like, "What the fuck is it?
Fuck is going
Yeah,
on?
Ricky
You know?
just
Yep.
got you."
Got him.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, dude. So that's gonna be the end of that thread. Hope you guys enjoyed that thread. That's how we became best friends. And you guys shared how you guys became best friends. If you guys want to get a part of the thread, definitely put it down in the comments on how you met your best friend.
Especially if it's weird. I want to know.
Oh, 100%.
I wanna
If
know.
it's weird, if it's some crazy mess or you guys bonded over quicksand or whatever, I don't know. You know what I
It's
mean?
everywhere. It's literally everywhere.
Trust me, it's everywhere. It's at your local Starbucks.
Yes. Yep.
But yeah, so if you guys have any, or even if you have like your sister or your cousin or whatever, they met their friend, or your friend met another friend and it had been a weird way, let us know down in the comments. We'd love to hear it. All right.
Thanks.
So we're going to hop through announcements real quick, or we'll go right on through it. Patreon.com/Am I the Asshole Podcast. Get an exclusive episode every single Friday, as well as being able to send in your scenario to be featured on the Tuesday and Sunday show like these lovely people did for today. If you want to have the doctor dissect your scenario, definitely get on down in the Patreon and send your scenario, right? Audio listeners, thank you guys so much for all the support. You guys have been absolutely killing it. You've been steady on the train, and I appreciate that. 2026 is looking up. I always go over analytics with this guy and, showing him the progress, and you guys, just by clicking download, just by clicking 5 stars, just by clicking subscribe, all that, it makes a big difference for us. You know what I mean? It makes a huge difference. And we really appreciate all of that. And all of that is free. And if you want to help out even more on the free 99 side of things, go ahead and follow us on Instagram, TikTok, as well as subscribing on YouTube. We've been jumping up and up and up in subscribers. We hit around 2,100 or so, probably a little under 2,100 at the beginning of the year. And, we're not even out of the first month and we're already at 2,400. Yeah. So that just goes to show you guys are liking, you're sharing, you're doing the good things. I appreciate you so very much. All right. And then hopefully this year we can get monetized on YouTube and we can do a YouTube membership and we can do even more content for you guys, all that good stuff. But that's that. Let's get on into today's scenarios. Today's scenarios are a bit crazy, but we got the doctor in the house. He's ready to start surgery and operating. So, let's get the gloves on, doctor, and let's get to it. Our first one. Am I overreacting? My girlfriend and I went on a break. She slept with someone else, and I blocked her on everything.
Perfect.
Okay. So I never thought I'd be writing one of these, but here we are. Here you are, my guy.
It could never be me, but it ended up being me.
Facts. Hey, good nod to old episode. A month ago, I, 21 male, told my girlfriend, 22 female, that I needed a break and some time to reflect on our relationship for a bit. She said she didn't want a break and just wanted to end things. So we did. Fast forward to a few days ago. We meet up in person to talk about stuff and exchange items of each other's we still had at each other's houses. And she told me she wanted me back and would do anything. She also disclosed that she had made out with another guy during our break, which I didn't have a problem with because we had been broken up. It did hurt a little bit that she moved on so fast. The meet was really messy, lots of crying, and she told me she loved me. There were a few red flags in our relationship, which is why I broke up things in the first place, but I was considering trying things again with her. Yesterday we catch up again, and I was about to tell her I wanted to try to get back together, but she told me she slept with, i.e. went all the way with, the same guy that she made out with less than 24 hours after she was breaking down and crying with me, saying that she wanted me back. I then immediately told her we're done, blocked her on everything, and I feel really good about it. She made the getting back together decision easy for me. She then proceeded to call me over 200 times over the next 4 hours trying to reach me. Apparently, blocked numbers on iPhones are still able to call. They just come up as no caller ID. Did I overreact to her sleeping with someone else right after she told me that she wanted me back? Ooh.
No, I think what you did was perfect, brother. Especially because it's all relative. You're asking this because you want some type of like social recognition or agreement with it, but it's like your standards are your standards, brother. You know what I mean? If you don't fuck with that, right? Granted, if you're like this with every woman, where it's like she can't have a dick anywhere around her, that's just not really possible at our age, your age, 20, 21.
Yeah.
And it's like, I get why for her specifically. For this one, I agree because at the end of the day, she was like, I want you back. And then you were like, we'll think about it. And then she ran to another dick. You know what I mean? So it's like, all right, bro.
Facts.
You couldn't have wanted me that bad if you ran to the same guy right after you were just begging to have me back. And it's like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Like, do you really want me back that bad?
Yeah.
Or
Were you telling him as you were getting digged down, like, yo, I want my ex-boyfriend back, by the way?
Yeah. Like,
No.
Nah.
No, you were
like,
not.
oh, you're so much better.
Yeah.
Like, come
so,
on, bro.
fuck that.
Yeah, and so it's just one of those things. I agree wholeheartedly
Yeah.
with my boy over here. I think you did the right thing, and you just need a little social proof. You need that kind of, you need somebody to kind of agree with you. Like, yeah, no, you did the right thing, dude. All right, cool. That kind of reassurance is the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
The reassurance that you made the right choice. Because, dude, if you got back together with her, man, and I understand why you're asking this question, because there's a little inkling of you that's like, maybe I should get back together with her still, like, I get it, we weren't together still, because you looked at it like she kissed homeboy, but you were like, I have to be okay with it because we weren't together.
Yeah.
Even though it hurt, you were like, I'm okay with it. So I think you're looking at this, her hooking up with homeboy, as the same thing. Like, she hooked up with homeboy and we weren't together.
Right.
So it's like, should I maybe get back with her? I say no. What you did was the right thing. Keep your foot down and move on. You'll find a great girl who's not going to do this to you, who's not going to just, the moment shit gets bad, she just, like my boy said, hop to another dick. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, you got to find somebody who's going to be willing to stick it out and be like, nah, you're the one that I choose, and I'm not going to, I'm not going to say one thing and then my actions do another. You know what I mean?
Right. And so for, like, to give her some type of, like, brownie points, like, at least she was honest. Like, she was pretty straightforward for most of the time. She didn't, like, bullshit and, like, oh, I never did anything. And then, like, went behind your back with shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. So there's definitely, there's some points there, and, like, maybe if she stays celibate for, like, a couple years and then tries to get back with you, it's up to you if you want to reconsider at that point. But
that's still a little dangerous, though.
I mean,
that's still a little dangerous because a lot of times, people will change, but I think it's one of those things where a lot of the other underlining issues might still be there, and they might creep their way back. Because, obviously there was a lot that led him to be like, hey, I want to take a break. And I don't think because those weren't resolved, I think if, like, even later on they get back together, those still problems, they're not resolved. So they would just come back. And I think they would kind of put him in that same spot of, like, I want a break.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Is like, if she, like, stayed celibate and was like, you know what, like, I really did fuck up. I'm gonna try to prove myself to you, right? If she can do that for a couple of years with, like, no, like, hiccups or whatever, then, like, I definitely say it's worth, like, reopening the case at that point. You know what I mean? As long as she's like you said, she solves those underlying problems where she, like, fixes whatever she's got going on, and she also does stuff to prove herself, then I could see where it might be acceptable. Because at the end of the day, you're not going to really find a woman that hasn't had another dude in her. You know what I mean?
Course.
So it's like, all right, bro, like, there's got to be steps to where it's like, is it going to be worth it to you? And plus, they're your standards, like I said before. So whatever you would find, like, all right, like, I feel like this is acceptable effort, then, like, go with that,
Yeah.
But obviously, I feel like by that time, you'll probably have moved on, so it won't really have mattered,
Yeah.
It's just something that...
At the same time, though, I would give more pragmatic advice of, like, look, man, she's 22, bro. Like, she's going to look at it like, I have options and I have this and that.
Right.
I don't need to go back to homeboy. If he wants to block me on everything, fine. I'll just hold this kind of grudge and just mess with other dudes. And that's kind of why I'm like, even if you get the option, bro, she's not going to have this celibacy. She's not going to have this, like, I worked on it. I would hope so, but the climate of today and, like, young women and how they move today, the majority of 22-year-old girls, they're just not doing that. They're not working on themselves. They're not trying to figure things out. They're not trying to be on that kind of path. They kind of look at it like, man, I got options. I got all these dudes in my Instagram. All these dudes want me, blah, blah. And they're gonna, they're going to give a few of them a shot. They're going to open their legs for a couple of them. And I think even if you get back with her, it's just going to, all the problems you guys were having that led up to the break, they're just gonna come right back. You know what I mean? That, like I said, I would hope that she could do that, but
is it realistic?
yeah,
Who knows?
The climate of today just shows that that's
Climate
not the
change.
more realistic. Yeah,
Ozone layer's been eroded. You know what I mean?
but the dating climate, obviously. All right, you guys let us know what you think about that one in the comments. Do you think more, she's able to turn it around and they may be able to get together in the future? Or do you think, fuck that relationship and just move on and don't even get back together with it? You let us know in the comments. All right, opened up to my girlfriend and regretting it now.
Of course.
Okay.
I already knew. Of course.
Oh, shit. All right. I, 25 male, have been dating this girl, 28, and she's older than you. All right. For 3 months, and things are almost entirely great. She's very sweet and communicative, smart, talented, has good friends, and similar interests to mine. A great dancer, great in bed, very pretty, etc. She's been very comfortable expressing when something makes her uncomfortable, and I'm happy to fix it. We agree sometimes, but it never turns into an argument. We never go to bed unhappy with each other. I am really happy to be with her. That said, I've struggled with some insecurity for a while that I think her words have marginally intensified. I recently got back from a deployment and I spent most of it feeling pretty useless and incompetent. I am an officer in the Army and I got a job in the area that I have very minimal experience in. I see why he sent this for you. I can definitely see. All right. Let's see. Okay, which has really affected my self-confidence. I didn't really have a good understanding what our job was in the brigade, and I basically just spent the whole time sitting in an office with my boss, doing busy work and trying not to be in the way. Sitting in an office with somebody who visibly wished he had someone more competent left me feeling constantly anxious about annoying other people or being a burden. Recently, the tone she expressed certain criticisms or requests have left me feeling anxious about annoying her too. It's never anything reasonable and it's not mean, but I see on her face that she looks annoyed, and the frequency that she has to ask me to do something differently really leaves me feeling like an idiot. I'll say something ignorant, fucked up, a microwave meal, forget to wash my hands after being out, not realizing a light turned green, leaving her feeling bored or uncomfortable when dancing because I'm not experienced in her favorite type of dance. And I'll just feel like a dunce because I am not where I feel she wants me to be. I know it's unreasonable to fixate on stuff. She expresses that she cares for me and she loves me and is proud to be with me, that she's happy and how we look together and is excited for where we might go together, but I couldn't get the idea out of my head that she finds me annoying or that I am not mature enough for her. Is there a way that I can help her feel better without being dishonest about my own emotions? I really love her and I want this to work out. I know, Michael, you have been in the military before. Have you ever dealt with feeling useless in the civilian world or self-hatred? But I feel like it's hard to be honest when you have someone who really cares about how you feel. Okay.
So that's a good one. I first of all, sir, respectfully, I appreciate what you're doing right now. You're kind of, like I said, respectfully, I say this as you're kind of putting yourself in the bitch position right now, and you're ahead of the game because you're not ignorant of it. Does that make sense?
Okay.
You have these inclinations of like, dude, I don't want to be a bother. I don't want to be useless. That comes from the idea that you care about the people around you. Mm-hmm. And so if you feel as if things are not going the way that you would want them to, what are you doing to change them is what I'm getting to. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because you say you signed up for a job you have no idea about. Well, what are you doing to educate yourself? why do you feel, or like what evidence you have that says like you don't know enough for the missions that you're needing to like know, like have knowledge for. Does that make sense? So like you say you're an officer at the brigade level is pretty high up there. I'm not gonna lie. At the brigade,
really?
yeah, it's pretty high up there.
Okay.
It's usually very high vis, very there's a lot going on. So for you to be sitting there doing only busy work, you got to think about what kind of stuff you're taking on your off time, or what you're doing on your off time, and where you're taking those small wins. Because a lot of the insecurities for men come from not getting small wins that pile into bigger wins, right?
Oh, true.
And so I thought about this with my own military career, where I was in the cyber communications field, and it was two sides to the same coin, right? Where I wasn't educating myself, so I never really got time on the gear, as well as my NCOs didn't trust me on the gear, so they put me to do a lot of different tasks that had nothing to do with my job because I couldn't be trusted on the gear. Plus, I wasn't the most likable dude. But at the same time, what I'm getting at is if you start to show up in different ways, i.e., right, like say for your girl, right, you're like, I know I fucking suck at this, dude, but like I've been like looking at videos or like doing whatever, like just like, you know, throwing on music randomly around the house and just like fucking dancing with her until you find a rhythm, you know, shit like that. Like she's gonna start noticing you taking the initiative to have smaller wins, and then it's gonna get better, right? Like 100% you probably are annoying people, but at the same time, you catching it early on is gonna be the best thing for you, because now you have the ability to change those things if they really are something that you care about, right? If it's something you don't give a fuck about, then I mean, put your heart into something that you give a fuck about, right?
Yeah.
Don't just do things to please the people around you. You know what I mean? Care for the people around you, and if you care about the shit that they care about, then you should be doing stuff to get better, right? Especially because he said he's 25, right?
Let me double check for you. Yeah, dude's 25.
Dude's 25, right? So you're still in great physical what's the word?
Like physical shape?
Yeah, shape, but like positioning, right? Where
I see.
You're not closer to 30 like we are, right?
Yeah.
And your body starts to slow down. So like keep up with like the physical activity, sir. Make sure that when you're educating yourself, because I don't know how you're educating yourself now, but when you're educating yourself, you dive in, right? Give her like the heads up of like, hey, I noticed some like shortcomings, right? And she's going to respect you more for it, right? If you're like, I noticed some shortcomings of myself. I don't really show up in these ways that I feel like I really could be doing better. So I'm going to take some time to fix that. She's going to leave you alone. She's going to give you some time to do that. And then when you start showing up in those ways, i.e., you know, you're coming around work and you're like, okay, like, sir, like when you're talking to your other officers, I know it can just vary if you call them by their first name or like sir, depending on their rank. But like all right, yeah, like I was doing some studying on this type of stuff, right? And I noticed we do it here like this. Like, how do these like correlate or whatever? You know, if you have good leaders above you, they'll take the time to like educate you as well and like include you in on the stuff. And then from there, that shows that you're taking initiative. They're gonna be like, all right, you know, this young officer is like taking initiative and is learning. He's not as incompetent as they thought he was, right? And so from there, you'll just start getting smaller wins, right? It's going to take time, and they're going to be small victories, but celebrate the victories that you do get, right? Even if it's you learned one new thing, one new terminology in your field, one new dance step, whatever the case may be, take those and let those stack. Because obviously a needle in a haystack is hard to find, but a 1,000 needles in a haystack makes a fucking difference. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
Dang.
That's what I would say for you. Like, you're 25, you got plenty of time to make adjustments because you caught on to it quickly.
Yeah.
So, and another thing is too, don't try to believe before the results come. Let the results come, then believe. Do it without believing, because you're gonna fuck yourself up if you try to believe first. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if it can happen whether you believe it or not to, right? Like, the sky will always be blue whether you go blind tomorrow and you can't see it ever again, right? And no matter who tells you the sky is going to be a different color, it's not going to change the fact that what is true will be true. Does that make sense? So definitely make those strives, become that better person that you're trying to be for yourself, for the people around you, and the insecurity will like diminish super quick, dude. You'll be fine.
Okay. All right. Hey, this was out of my pay grade. You know what I mean? So we're going to leave it at that. All right. We're going to leave it at that. Hopefully that helped you out there, brother. You know what I mean? Hopefully that it gives you some clarity, gives you a direction, you know, on where to go. Because I didn't even know. Like I said, I don't really look at these. I don't read these ahead of time. I just see them come in, and I'm like, okay, that looked interesting. And I didn't even know he threw that in question in there at the end for you, where he was just like, you know, do you ever feel like, you know, a burden in you know, military position or in the civilian world? I was just like, wait, what the heck? Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, dang. Okay.
Oh yeah. To answer that, like real quick, is like, yeah, sometimes I do feel like when I'm learning something new, I feel like, God damn, I'm really like holding back the team or whatever. But it's part of learning, right? Like with video games, stuff like that. Like when I was playing with him, I didn't realize like my score was affecting, you know, what he's got going on, like us winning or not, you know. I thought I was going 2-30 and everything was fine and dandy.
Yeah.
But then, you know, like you said, you make those conscious decisions of like, now that I do sales, you know, people would come in and be like, dude, production's fucking bad for our office. And I'd be like, all right, well, what can I do to help production and like help make these numbers jump up to where at least I know I'm doing the most that I can, you know? And it takes those small wins.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, dude. Hopefully that helps you out, because like I said, we brought the expert in for this one, man, you know, because there's no way I'd have been able to navigate that. I'd have been like, look, bro, you know, because I've never been in the military. Yeah. I have a lot of family members that have been in the military. I respect the military highly for that said reason. And so, you know, something like that, I wouldn't know how to properly deal with it. I'd be able to, you know how to tell you to navigate with your girl. You know what I mean? On that part, sure, I'd be able to give you some advice. But as far as like how you went into it very intricately with his military career and stuff, I would have never been able to do that. So, you know, hey, he's a W guy. All right. On to our next one. What do? I am going to disappoint her.
Yes.
Okay. I'm in a corner right now. I started getting sexual with someone I've had the pleasure to know for some months now. I felt us getting closer together and knew the direction we were going, but I also knew I wouldn't meet her expectations due to the way she spoke whenever conversation swayed to sex stuff. She would tell me how she really loves satisfying a man with head and really loves PIV, okay, all right, penis in the vagina sex, and loves deep penetration, loves feeling someone inside her. Well, I have a problem because my package is small. All right. And I thought she would catch it with the way I would tell her in the conversations that I love satisfying someone in many other ways and that I don't care about P and the V. I just love pleasuring someone in general, I say. Yesterday, we started making out for the first time, and it was good. She occasionally rubbed her hand over my area, trying to get a good feel, and I knew she was not going to be impressed. So I would grab her hands to stop her, and we would just focus on kissing. Today, she wanted to do it again, but actually do the whole thing, so I was going to have to reveal myself, but I ended up flaking and not going through with it because of my size. What do I do? Genuinely, I am devastated because it feels like no matter the course of action, it all leads to disappointment. I really like her, and she was really sad after I turned her down, and I think she thinks she is the problem because she even said before she left, that hurts. To me, telling me I am not in the mood today. It was really awesome when we were making out yesterday, lip biting, tongue sucking and all. She was not over telling me, she was not over it telling me time and time how much of a good kisser I am, but she now But now she's going to be in for a really big disappointment. I feel like getting swallowed by the earth right now. And I can't avoid seeing her because of the settings. We are mostly around each other. What do I do, man? I wish penis enlargement was a simple pill that was widely available. I didn't choose to be like this. I had no control over it. What do I do? Bro, I don't know. Okay, look. In the entirety, all right, I've been doing this show since August of 2023. And from August 2023 to now, I have never, and I mean ever, not once, got a scenario where a dude is like, yo, I got a small dick, man, help me out. I don't know, fam. Like,
it's hard because I mean we're black, dude. Like,
I bro. Like, we swinging, man.
I can't
so
relate,
like,
but
BBC gang. So like,
like, what I would say to you, right, just from like an honesty standpoint, is delaying the inevitable does not help anything.
100%.
Right?
100%.
Like, you rip the Band-Aid off slow, it's just going to be more painful. You know what I mean?
Man, yeah.
If she's really into you, talk about it. You know what I mean? Where it's like, look, this is what I got, bro. Like, I try my best.
Yeah, just show her.
Yep.
Just show her your dick, bro. And just be like, because you never know. She might be like, you know what? Let me see if I can make that work.
Exactly.
You never know. Yeah, I mean, okay, let's be honest here. All the porn stars and shit like that, they'd be like, oh, 3 inches is great, 4 inches is great. That's a lie, but some girls make it work, bro. All right.
Yeah.
We try to keep it real hundo P over here, but my thing is like he said, waiting around and prolonging and stuff, that's not going to help you.
Yeah.
Just show her.
Yeah.
And if she decides the dip, she decides the dip.
Yeah.
I get it. And you can also compromise with her too. Like, hey, I'm good at this. I'm good at that.
Yeah,
I'm sure
exactly.
You have.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm sure you have. Because you even mentioned it. You were like, yeah, I like just giving a person pleasure in general. So, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, like literally, like, I feel like just have the conversation. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
say like, I'm a master at DJ Hero. Like, I play the piano, whatever the case may be.
Yeah,
and then there's other ways. And like I said, you rip the Band-Aid off. She sees it. If she's disappointed, like, do you really want to be with someone that would be disappointed in your size? You know what I mean? Like, there's not really. You shouldn't feel so bad about yourself that you feel like you need some type of surgery, magic pill, whatever the case may be, to be with someone, right?
Yeah, man.
Because that insecurity is never going to go away. Where I get it. It might be reinforced where if she sees it and she's like, oh my God, I'm fucking out of here. I can't believe you didn't fucking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if she's like
so little.
Like, if she's like that, then I could see where you'd be like, all right, dude, like, there's gotta be something.
Yeah. Look, man, look, even if you show it to her, right, and then she goes off and is just like, oh my God, it's super small, blah, 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 blah. Look, man, you kind of just take that on the chin and be like, all right. Because, look, all right, I'm going to tell you this. For me, I'm a short guy. All right? I can't control that, just like you can't control the size of your penis. And for me, that ain't stopped me from getting the ladies, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the thing where it's like, yeah, girls want dudes that are a lot taller, and a lot of times they're like, he ain't tall, but he's got this going for him, or he's in good shape, or he's doing this, he's doing that. Like, I'm sure for her it might not be a deal breaker that you got a small dick. Like I said, she might look at it like, all right, dude's got a small dick, but he eats some mean coochie.
Yeah.
Or he know how to pleasure in other ways, and he's a great guy. He's fun to be around. You know what I mean? He gives me great boyfriend energy, takes me out on fun dates, blah, blah, blah. Like, she's going to look at the totality of everything.
Right.
I don't think she's just looking at sex as like, all right, this guy is great, and if he has a small penis, gone.
Yeah.
Are some girls going to do that? 100%. But I think most girls would kind of look at it like, okay, his dick is small, but let's try to look at the silver lining here and see, what I can kind of scrounge up and make it work. So, yeah, man. And that's why I look at it. That's how I can sympathize with you a little bit, I guess, is where it's just like, yeah bro, I'm a short guy, but I still make it work with the ladies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So...
I think that's the best thing is just be honest, talk about other alternatives, come up with a plan with her, dude. If she's really about it, if she's really the person for you, she'll come up with a plan where it's like, all right, like, that's no problem. Like, this is a way we can work around that. You know what I mean? I also like this, and this helps with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, because it's not like she would only think, like, you know what? I could never come across a dude with a small wiener. Never. It's impossible.
Yeah.
So, like, she, in her mind, right, if she's, like, a good woman, she won't be like, yeah, this is not a deal breaker. This is a deal breaker. We're not doing this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She especially because you were like, you broke it off, and she was like, oh, that hurts. So it sounds like she definitely wants you specifically. So,
yeah, like you for you kind of thing.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I would just say definitely have the conversation, be honest, and then try to offer solutions as well, because you can't be honest and then not offer solutions if it is
Facts.
a problem.
Facts.
So just, do it, dude.
Yeah, dude. That was the woo. That one was a tough one.
Yeah.
Man, because
Never had that
it's
issue
one of those
myself.
things. Yeah.
Me
And that's
personally.
what's so hard about it. That's why I was like, I gotta find something that I can kind of relate to him on. And obviously he's a tall motherfucker, so he don't relate to our problem. You know what I mean? This man over here towering and got a big dick. Get the fuck out of here, bro. So fuck. And man, I skipped that line, I guess, but they didn't have enough, 5, 10, 5, 11 slots. I guess I couldn't get in there. All right, on to our next one. You guys let us know what you think about that one in the comments, though. And if you got some words of advice for him, definitely put it there, too, as well. You know what I mean? Our boy needs it. Okay, on to our next one. Girlfriend, 25, of 6 years, cheated on me with a 19-year-old boy. Okay, my ex and I started our relationship during college, and it lasted for 6 years. We are the same age, 25. After graduation, I wanted to pursue post-graduation. I had good grades and was genuinely motivated to study further. However, she pressured me to get a job as soon as possible so that we could get married. She wanted financial stability quickly, but because of that pressure, I dropped my plan for post-graduation and started looking for a job. I eventually got one far away from our native place. I accepted it, believing it would help us settle financially and also convince her family that I was stable and serious about a marriage. Ironically, during the same time, she enrolled herself in a post-graduation course of her choice. At her college, she met a new group of friends, including a 19-year-old guy. She used to talk about him constantly on almost every call. I never doubted anything. There was a significant age gap, and she even referred to him as her little brother. So I trusted her completely. After some time, she told me that people in her college were spreading rumors about her and that guy. Once again, I supported her. I told her not to worry and said that people might just be jealous of their friendship. That she was the kind of person I was in the relationship. I trusted blindly. I never did anything in these 6 years that would intentionally hurt her or give her the inclination that I would be cheating. Let alone her giving me an inclination that she's cheating. I supported every decision she made and never stopped her from doing anything she wanted. On the other hand, she often controlled my choices. Gradually, I started noticing changes. She became distant. She stopped responding to my calls and messages properly. Even when she did talk to me, that guy would often be around her. Then one day, out of nowhere, she messages me saying that she had gotten drunk and kissed him and that she felt sorry. I was broken, completely broken. I didn't know how to react. I blocked her immediately and went silent. No calls, no messages, nothing. The next day, some of our mutual friends called me and told me not to be sad. Even then, they even said that they had a kind of suspicion that this was going to happen. As if that wasn't enough, the very next day, my best friend sent me a screenshot of her and that guy sitting in a restaurant enjoying their time together. Oh.
Bruh.
Oh. And here I was, someone who gave up his dream, followed her wishes, trusted her without a question, sitting alone, crying and wondering where I went wrong. Bro, because you let her lead the relationship.
Yeah.
And then she led the relationship to the end of the relationship, bro.
Yep.
She just couldn't respect you no more. She looked at it like, bro, how does this 19-year-old dude got more respect and can put me in my place, tell me to shut the fuck up when I need to be told shut the fuck up, than my 25-year-old boyfriend can't? My old doormat of a fucking softie over there, you know? And I guarantee she got to a point where she was just like, that nigga's just paying the bills while you lay in the pipe. I guarantee it was more than just a kiss, bro. Let's be honest here. Homie was probably laying down that pipe and you didn't even know. You didn't even know, because for it to get to a point where, you know, your best friend is catching them out on a date, which, hey, W best friend, you know, because some dudes, they just see it and don't say nothing. That's fucked up. But it's a thing where it's like, bro, again, you let her lead the relationship. She led it to the end, and she just lost respect for you. Lost mad respect.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really much more I could say to that, because at the end of the day, you probably should just watch the show a little bit more, because we talked about this before.
Facts, many times.
Dude, don't listen to them. Why would you listen? You have a dream, right? They admire the fact that you go after your dream. You're dedicated to something. You're improving. You're doing better. And, of course, they're going to want to try to veer you off track, because they want to feel in control, like they have some type of power in this strong dude that they admire's life. Right, so it's a self-sabotage method that you just got to be better than. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you said you never tried to stop her, and she always tried to control you. What the fuck does that sound like? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, how long are you on the game for? And you're like, damn, this game's fucking easy as shit, dude. I'm getting off this shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Facts.
yeah, if the game's too
Facts.
fucking easy, why the fuck are you gonna play? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? There's no satisfaction in that shit. So like, you fucked up by not pursuing, because now look, you gave up on your dream for what? For someone that fucked a 19-year-old? Was that worth it? Fuck no. Even if you had no idea of like, oh yeah, she's never gonna cheat on me, blah blah blah, right? It's never worth giving up your dream, because it's yours. You know what I mean?
Facts.
You get one
Facts.
life. You get one life, and for you to give up on your dream for someone else who may or may not be in that life, you will always be in your own life. No one in the world is going to stay in your life the entire time.
Yeah, that is very
It's
true.
impossible,
That's very
right?
true.
So why do anything for someone else when it goes against what you believe in? You know what I mean? Yeah, ask yourself that question. You know what I mean? You're like, I loved her, whatever. You know, you're trying to make her happy. You just tell her, bro, like, yo, I'm pursuing what I want to pursue, the post-graduation like program, right? Financial stability will come. If you don't think so, okay.
Bye.
It's like I just said, the belief does not need to be there for it to happen. You know what I mean?
Facts.
It's just gonna happen, and then the belief comes, and then from there, you're like, see, I told you, stupid. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, 100%. And it's a thing where you should have been willing to let her go if she wanted to go. Like, nah, you stay 10 tones down. No, I'm going to this program. This is what I'm going to do. This is why I went to college, and this is why I did everything I'm doing. If you don't want to go with me on this path, that's fine.
Yeah.
You go and do what you're going to do. I support you 100%. If you want to come with me on this journey and we do this, then let's do it. But you got to be willing to let a girl go, bruh. And that's the one thing that I've noticed with a lot of guys is they're not willing to let the girl go.
Yeah.
Let her go, bruh. There's so many dudes who are just so afraid to lose the girl. And it's like, no, bruh. Be afraid of losing success.
Yeah.
Be afraid of losing yourself. Be afraid of losing your self-respect.
Yeah.
Like, dudes will literally just be like, oh my God, this girl's so pretty. Here's my self-respect. Trash can.
Yeah.
And it's like, what are you doing? Because she would never do that. She would never do that. If the roles were reversed and you said, oh, babe, you know, I got this 6-figure job lined up. Don't go to school. She would sit there and be like, no, I'm still going to go to school.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm not going to do
Stop
that.
trying to be controlling.
Yeah. You're being controlling and you're being too much and this and that. Like, no, I'm going to go to school. Like, if you don't want me to go to school, maybe I'm with the wrong person.
Yeah.
Like, bro, she's going to throw it back in your face tenfold.
Yeah.
And she would have been more than willing to let you go.
Yeah.
She'd have been like, all right, peace.
Which she was. She was.
100%.
And so that's another thing too, right? You see these things. don't let it affect your trust for another person.
Facts.
However, put it into what you now hold as a standard. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
If you find another girl that's like, oh, this dude always, he's always doing whatever. Like, he's on the phone now, like, with us. Like, I'm calling you. He's always here, always around. Don't let that be like, oh, I don't trust her. But also be like, all right, well, my standard is if you're fucking doing this shit, dude, like, you're not spending enough time thinking about me. You're thinking about other men, not thinking about me.
Yeah.
And then you just fucking cut it off there. Does that make sense? Because she tried to do damage control where she was like, oh, they made up rumors just in case you hear something. It's all rumors. It's all fake. You know what I mean? It was damage control. She was trying to make sure that you, in your mind, stayed where you were, and she could just control you and puppet you.
Yeah.
And that's where she got the harder difficulty from, right? It was too easy at the beginning because whatever she said you would do. Mm-hmm. And then so she was like, all right, let me try to play this game of like, can I balance cheating? Can I balance this man not finding out? And she did. And you were like, you blindly trusted her, which is fine. I'll never fault someone for trust because that's not a bad quality to have. No. But at the same time, it was just all damage control. It was all a game to her. I would definitely say you gotta just redo what you were planning for, right? Like don't listen to these women because you need. So that's what I was gonna get at earlier. Is you need to have this overwhelming idea of positive outcomes to where no matter what you do, it's always going to be a positive outcome, no matter what. Yeah. Because it's like, all right, this may hurt, but the outcome is going to be a lot better, right? This outcome is going to be a lot better because I'm choosing this for myself. And then it doesn't matter if you can, like I said, the belief won't come right before the action happens, right? It'll just happen. And then you'll believe like, all right, this was the better option. Yeah. So it's like, just have this overwhelming, no matter what, mentality of positivity, and no matter what decision you make, it'll always be positive as long as you think of it that way. And the reason you were held back is because you were thinking so negatively, like, oh, she won't like me, whatever, I'll lose her, blah blah blah. And it's like
you were thinking of all the negatives that could happen and none of the positives. Like, no, if I leave her, it's going to suck, but I'll have this 6-figure job because I went to this course and did that. You know what I mean? You got to look at the positives. Yeah, that makes sense. Like you're definitely right with that because he looked far too much into the negatives, and I think that's what kept him as a doormat. Yeah. Dang, man. Dude, simply just let her go, bruh. Yeah. Move forward. And next time when you're making choices, make them for you. Yeah. Make them for you. And if she's not on board with it, cool. You tell her kick rocks. Yeah, exactly. You tell her kick rocks, man. You'll be all right. And not all of them are not all girls are gonna be like this, but most are gonna shit test you, bro. Yeah. And they're gonna see how much they can get away with, and once they realize that they can get away with the utmost, then they're gonna do the utmost. Because
a dope enough dude is not gonna sit there and be like, I might lose her or whatever, because the girl's going to be like, dude, I can't lose this man. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If you're dope enough, she's going to try everything in her power to not lose you. Yeah. And that's where the mentality of like being overwhelmingly positive will play in, because no matter what she does, if you think positively, it won't matter.
Yeah, and she's going to pick up on that too. Like, oh shit, my dude is positive. Like everything he does, shit just seems to work out. Yeah. Like he's fucking him. Yeah. Dude is him. So, in that instance, dude, she's going to look at you very differently. If you change that yourself to that mindset, she's going to look at you mad differently. So, like I said, you let us know what you think about it in the comments. Agree, disagree, whatever it may be. For the guy out there, amen. Just keep pushing forward, create boundaries and stay 10 toes on them, bro. All right, on to our next one. Am I the asshole for not wanting to pay my girlfriend's debt?
No.
Oh. So I, 24 male, and my girlfriend, 23 female, want to take things to the next step. I genuinely don't mind. I would be down. The only issue is my partner has a lot of debt. She had debt that she hasn't even started working on. To be clear, she has $197,000 in debt. Woo! God, and she's pushing me to pay for this along with our rings. I don't mind spending money on her when it's a date, but taking care of her debt and her not wanting to put forth money for her debt and wanting outrageous rings is a little much for me. I've been told by her that if I won't do it, someone else will. And I don't know where I stand with that. I've spoken to her that she goes on trips at least 1 to 2 times a year, and she did the most expensive thing for college, leading up to $197,000 in debt. I have no issue supporting her, but for her not to put money towards it is a lot for me. I chose the cheaper route. I went to community college and then a 4-year university. And after my job, I would pay for my master's and I'd only be down like $25,000 max after all my schooling. Am I the asshole for not wanting or not being able / hesitant for paying her debt and not wanting to spend a fortune on her ring? You need to break up with her immediately, bro. Immediately tell this bitch to kick rocks.
So fast.
Because okay, let's go into a magical dream scenario. Magical dream scenario. Because your shit's all fucked up, bro. Let's be honest, your shit's all fucked up. Yeah. You pay this $197,000, right? You get her the rings. You guys get married. Somehow you guys are in a fucking house. I don't know how you did it, but you did it, okay? Because you got a master's or whatever. I don't know. You guys make it into a house. This girl is going to run your fucking credit into the ground, dude. Yeah. Run it into the fucking ground until you're absolutely broke on your knees. You're house poor. You guys can't afford bills. You guys can't afford anything. You guys have credit cards out the wazoo. Cars you can't afford. Having a kid with this girl would probably be even the worst thing too, bro. She is a money leech. Yes. And that's the reason why she wants you to pay for all this stuff, because she looked at it like, oh yeah, I could just do whatever the fuck I want to do and spend all this money and my man will just pay for everything. It's fine. Yep. He'll take care of it. I can just take all this responsibility and throw it on him. Nah, bro, run as fast as you fucking can. If you don't want that to be your future, all right? Let's get up out of the dream scenario. Let's get up out of the dream scenario and go back to real, if you don't want that to be your life, where you guys don't got money for anything, you're constantly broke. She ran your credit score down to the ground. You guys have cars you can't pay for. You guys have kids you can't pay for. Like, if you got all these expenses, your foreclosure notice on your house, all this stuff. Like, if you don't want that to happen, bro, you need to kick her to the curb immediately. Yes. Don't ever think about getting married to a girl like this. Ever. Yeah. Biggest ever.
It's so simple too, because just put it in perspective, right?
He's scared of the loser.
Would you subscribe to a bitch's OnlyFans until it was $197,000 of subscriptions paid? No. If her ass was worth $197,000, just her ass alone by itself was worth that, she'd have the debt paid already.
Facts.
She's not worth it in any regard, right? She doesn't have a job. She doesn't pay the bills herself. Like, the debt is telling you that this is how much negativity is going to be brought into your life. And that's why it's debt. That's why it's not good for her. Yeah. That's why it's not good for you.
Yeah. You marry her, bro, that debt's yours.
Yeah. like he said, like I'm saying, what do you get at the end of the $197,000? You just have lost it. You built her credit up a little bit, but I mean, like I said, if her ass was worth $197,000 already, she'd be doing something to where that debt wouldn't mean shit. But it's not, because case in point, she's like, if you don't, someone else will.
Yeah.
Okay, then go to
right
them.
There, bro. That right there. I forgot. Good point. I forgot that she said that. That right there tells you to fucking leave her.
Yeah.
Be like, okay, cool. Let some other nigga take care of that shit then. Yeah. I'm not doing it.
What could you do with $197,000?
Facts.
What would that mean to you?
And that's what I'm saying. It's like, you could. Well, and I think I know what he's trying to say. It's like, if you took $197,000 and you used it for her debt, you would end up with nothing at the end.
Yeah.
You would have her, but like he said, is her ass worth that? Is the coochie you get from her worth that? I don't think it would be. Now, if you broke up with her and then you had $197,000 over the cumulative same time, guess what you could do with that?
Yeah. 100%.
You know what I mean? Like, bro, you would have so much more. You'd have your dream car. You'd have a house. You'd have 2 houses. You'd have, your house and a property investment, or you would be able to put it into stocks and, bonds and Roth IRAs, retirement accounts, whatever, bro. Like, that kind of level of money is life-changing.
Yeah.
And for you to blow it all on her, and trust me, bro, it's never going to end.
It's not.
We're coming from the fantasy, of that. You're going to actually pay this $197,000. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. You'll pay like a couple thousand of it. And then she's like, ooh, we have a couple thousand to spend.
Yeah.
And then she comes back with fucking Gucci bags and flip flops and all that shit. And
Yep.
you're like, bro, what the fuck? I just paid that.
Especially with her trips. Like, what are these trips anyways? Like, she takes a couple trips.
Yeah, I'm sure she's traveling.
Is she getting flown out?
Oh.
Or is she paying herself?
I think she's paying to go out there, but I think
accumulating more debt.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was thrown off by the trips as well. Where I mean, it just like I get it, right? Like people are like, oh, dude, I just love her so much. Like I felt like she could be the one. There's other redeeming qualities. I get it, right? But at the same time, right? With my analogy, there's women that are single that make that kind of money just because of their beauty, their model work, their network, right? Without having another man to pay for it, right? And then there's dudes that they look up to that could pay it, but they don't ask them to because they would never ask a man of that caliber to do something.
Oh, so you're going
like
off like the sugar baby thing. Like if she was all that, she'd have a sugar daddy.
Yeah, something.
Yeah,
Yeah, if she was all that, she would be in a better position, not accumulating $197,000 of debt, but of net worth. You know what I mean? It sounds like she's just a bum. You know what I mean?
He's like, yo, bitch, ugly, bro.
Yeah, fuck, dude. She probably is. It's the problem. You know what I mean?
Oh man, yeah,
because
dude.
the prettiest of women in life don't have debt. That's for
especially
sure.
nowadays, man.
They don't have debt. That's for sure.
Especially nowadays, like they're able to monetize off their beauty to a high level, very high level, man.
And I don't even mean just OF, like beauty industry, makeup, all that kind of stuff. It's all relative, but it's all. It shows you that, like, look, if she has this debt and she just wants someone else to make it go away, we talked about it in the last one. Just don't do what women say and you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Don't do what women say. You'll be fine. It'll be gravy, overwhelming positivity, and you'll be fine, brother. Trust or don't trust, and you'll still. The results can still be there because at the end of the day, life will still go on. It's not like you don't pay this debt, she leaves you, you die. That's impossible, bro. You fucking don't pay the debt. You think positively. You use $197,000 towards your net worth, and then you're fucking gravy. You get another one that actually has the equivalent in her net worth, and her ass will actually be worth $197,000 and those rings and whatever, and then you'll be fucking even better off.
100%.
You'll laugh at the last chick and be like, dumbass, dude.
While she's still on seeking arrangements.
Yeah, she's still looking for other dudes. Like, will you pay $197? No. Will you pay $197? No. Okay, well, just keep looking, you know, and then you'll laugh.
Because you're going to have the girl, you're going to have the house, you're going to have the ring, all that, and she gonna be over there on seeking arrangements talking about, so I got $197,000 in debt. Gone. Like, dude, nobody's gonna deal with that shit, bro. A lot of guys will sell her the dream. They'll be like, oh yeah, definitely, girl, I got you. Fuck her, and then be like, bye.
Damn it.
What we say is that what we're saying, what we're trying to get at is, to tie it up in a nice bow, is that when you leave this girl, only opportunities are going to show up. If you stay with this girl, opportunities are going to fall.
Yes.
You're going to miss out on a lot of successful opportunities. This girl is, trust me, you got the one-itis. You think that this is the only girl I can ever get, and she's the only one for me, and all that. Obviously, she ain't got no one-itis. She looking. Yeah. I would argue she's looking right. She's probably on dating apps. She's probably like,
she probably knows, because if she wasn't confident someone else would, without like seeing that being done somewhere, then it wouldn't make any sense for her to bring up of like, yeah, someone else will. But
1,000.
like, it's the fact that she's like, oh yeah, someone else will. It's like, all right, well, what makes you so sure that someone else will?
Yeah.
Is there evidence? Do you have evidence? Okay, then sweet, dude. Like,
because I guarantee you she's
Yeah.
gotten into like high levels of debt like this, and guys have probably paid it for her.
probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah, and you don't need to be that guy, man.
Yeah.
You need it, even if you have the money and you have the means, which obviously you said you don't have the means, so you know. But I'm coming for it. Even if you had the money and the means, don't do that.
Yeah.
I know I wouldn't. I'd be like, fuck no. Goodbye.
Let her try to pull you out the way. Let her hit a you liar.
Yeah.
Fucking yep, dude. She'll
Yeah.
she'll fall down, throw a fit, whatever the case may
And
be.
you just say bye.
Bye. Yep.
Bye, bruh. I'm out of here. Trust me, it's only gonna go up from there, bro.
Facts.
Oh shit. You guys let us know what you think about that one in the comments. That was definitely a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. All right, on to our next one. I finally realized why my perfect best friend has been sabotaging my dates for 3 years. I'm sitting in my car right now, just staring at a brick wall because I think I finally realized that my soulmate, best friend, is actually a literal psychopath. I'm a 24 female, and for the last 3 years, my dating life has been a complete graveyard. I'm not saying I'm a 10, but I'm decent looking, have a good job, and I'm pretty normal. Yet, every single guy I've genuinely liked has ended up ghosting me or pulling the I'm just not ready for a serious relationship card right around the 1 month mark. It was becoming a joke in my friend group. My best friend Chloe has been my absolute rock through all of it. Every time I got ghosted, she'd be at my door with wine, takeout, and 2-hour lecture on how men are trash and I'm too good for the city. Yeah, I can already tell what type of friend this is.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know how I would have survived the depression of the last year without her. Everything changed last night. I've been seeing this guy, Mark, for about 6 weeks. Oh, Mark. All right. He's different, super communicative, funny, and he actually makes plans. We are at dinner, and he went to the bathroom, leaving his phone on the table. A DM notification popped up from an account with no profile picture.
And so it begins.
Okay. But the handle was a weird variation of my own name. I shouldn't have looked, but the preview text said, I thought you should know my name is actually still hooked on her ex and she's just using you for the rest was cut off. My heart literally dropped into my stomach when Mark came back. I played it cool for 5 minutes before I broke down and asked him what was that. He looked incredibly guilty and admitted he had been getting warnings from this account for 2 weeks. He didn't want to tell me because he didn't want to start drama. But he was starting to pull away because the messages were so specific. They knew where we went on our first date. They knew where my ex's or what my ex's name was. The morning I went to Chloe's place, we've had each other's passcodes since college. She was in the shower and her iPad was sitting on the bed. I felt like a spy, but I opened her Instagram. She wasn't logged in to that one burner account. She had 3. I scrolled through and sent messages and I felt like I was going to throw up. And she messaged every single guy I have dated since 2022. Damn, 3 years.
Oh my God.
To some, she said I had a secret substance abuse problem. To others, she said I was stalking my ex. She even had a folder in her hidden folders of screenshots of my private vents to her, which she was sending to these guys to make me look unhinged. The ex, the one who broke my heart the hardest, where she was flirting with him and telling him that I was cheating on him while the whole time we were together. I didn't confront her. I just took photos of everything on the iPad with my phone and walked out. She had been texting me all morning, asked if we were still on for yoga, acting like the sweet, supportive big sister, blah, blah, blah. She pretended to be for years. That blah, blah, blah was said with her chest.
Yeah.
She straight typed that with her chest, bruh. Damn. I feel like my entire for the last 3 years has been curated lie. Every time I cried on her shoulder about being unloved, she was the one who made sure that I felt that way. I have all the proof. I'm debating whether to just block her and disappear, or if I should send her the screenshots to our entire friend group and her mom before I go. How do you even begin to process that your safe person was the one setting the fires?
Ooh.
Woo, this is a good best friend episode,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Oh, this is a great best friend episode, dude. Oh, and I
Dude.
wouldn't want to do it with anybody else other than my best friend, man.
Facts. That's facts.
Oh, dude. So I couldn't even fathom something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's the craziest thing. Like, me, I trust this man with my life.
Yeah.
Like, I would
Honestly.
die for this
Honestly.
man type shit. I'd take a bullet for this man type shit. You know? Like, if I gotta die, I'd be like, as long as you're living, I'm good, fam.
Right.
So, like, for her to do some shit like this is crazy to me, son. I personally think you should do it.
Yeah.
I really do.
I agree.
I don't think that's being messy, and I don't think that's being crazy. I think it's just showing people the real her.
Yeah.
Like, bro, she's mad fake, and this is who she really is. This is what she does to me and maybe other people. I don't know. You know what I mean? Obviously, you don't have the proof of other people, you know, this being done to, but she got a fuck ton of Instagrams.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't put it past me that she'd be doing that to other people.
I would be very careful though, because it sounds like this fucking ex-friend that you had is crazy, right? So I would tell people first, so that way if she retaliates, they know what was going on beforehand, right? Because if you just do it all at once and she retaliates, fucking does something crazy, hurts you, then it's like, all right, people are not really going to know who to believe because, yeah, whatever, right? She's going to be kind of ahead of, like, everyone's perception, you know?
Oh, true.
So, like, you got to... The reason I'm saying, we're saying do this is because, like, hold her accountable, right? If you do it too messily, she's not going to get held accountable, right? And then it's like, oh, well, you know, these screenshots are just like fabricated or whatever the case may be. And it's like,
they're
bro,
AI.
yeah, whatever the fucking bullshit is, right?
Yeah.
You show her way beforehand, right? Show everyone way beforehand, have them with the physical proof, and then when she's caught ass out, then you're like, all right, look, dude, I did this because, like, you fucking need to be held accountable. Do not ever fucking talk to me again. I don't know, write it down in like a letter or something. Like, if I get fucking stabbed to death, like, this chick is crazy, because for 3 years she's been sabotaging my relationships, and, like, who knows what the fuck she'll do when she finds out, right?
Yeah.
I mean, on a more positive note, dude, at least you'll be able to be happy with Mark, I assume.
I would assume that too, because that would be the first person I would talk to.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, I would talk to Mark first and be like, "Look, hey, this is my roommate. All those messages that you were getting sent, it was her.
Yeah.
And look, this is the proof." You know what I mean? Because then you kind of get him on your side. Now you got a little credence.
Yeah.
You know, so when you go talk to other people, he can show you that, like, no, my messages coincide with her screenshots.
Yeah, exactly.
This is not like fabricated or made up or AI or none of that shit, bro. No, this is real. So he will definitely vindicate you big time when you do go to talk to other people and you do that. So that way, like he said, they're gonna she kind of already kind of controls the narrative. So people are like, nah.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? You can kind of nip that in the bud real quick
100%.
and get it to a point where, oh shit, like, no, I believe you, because his text messages coincide perfectly with your screenshots.
And definitely, I mean, it's only been 6 weeks, so I don't know who you could stay with. I was going to say maybe try to stay with Mark for a little bit, but that might be weird because
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
soon.
It's
but
too early, yeah.
like I said, I just am concerned for your safety because if she's doing this for 3 years and for it to tumble down like this, one, I know your head's probably spinning. You probably don't know which way is up or down, right? Because
Yeah,
I heard this and I got sick in my stomach. I was like,
100%.
there's no way I would ever consider even remotely anywhere near some shit like this.
Yeah,
I'm not even a person to go through a woman's phone or
Facts.
anything like that. You know, I don't
Facts.
give a fuck what you're doing. You know what I mean?
And honestly, a woman's phone for a man is the most dangerous thing
Yeah.
ever.
Dangerous.
Oh,
100%.
the shit you see in that phone, bro. Woo!
Yeah.
Oh, I wish that upon no man. I
Yeah,
ain't gonna lie to
don't
you.
do it. Do
Yeah,
not
yeah,
do it.
no.
If you have the suspicion, just go with a safer route. Break up with her.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Yeah.
for you, right? Do put yourself in a safe position.
Yeah.
Have her get held accountable, right? And then do it from a safe position,
Yeah.
so that way she doesn't retaliate.
Yeah, definitely tell Mark first.
Yeah.
Have Mark really validate everything that
Yeah.
you're saying.
Especially because he's great, from what
yeah,
you're saying.
yeah, he's a great guy, and I think he'll definitely be like, "Holy shit." Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you there's a lot of weight on his shoulders.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, I really like this girl,
Yep.
but, you know, this person, like, really knows them. And, you know, 'cause, like you said, the messages are to great detail. And
Yeah.
so that would make me think, like, hell yeah, what the fuck? You know? So, again, it's one of those things where it's like, yes. Tell Mark first. Get him on your side. He'll be able to protect you as well. You know what I mean? Hopefully he's a feminist. Equal lefts, equal rights, bitch. You want to throw down? Like,
Yeah, something.
I'm kidding. Don't hit no women. But it's a thing where, again, like he said, put yourself in a position where you're safe.
Yeah.
And I think by telling Mark and having him on your side, that'll help you be the safest possible.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
yeah, man. All right. You guys let us know what you think about that one in the comments.
That one was good.
That
Fuck,
one was really good,
yeah.
dude. Woo! Oh, shit. Okay, on to our next one. Am I overreacting for telling my girlfriend how rejected she's been making me feel? Okay, I've been with my girlfriend for 5 years. She has depression and is on antidepressants. When we got together, our sex life was fine and we had sex regularly. For the last 2 years, it's been pretty much non-existent. My girlfriend switched antidepressants, but when our sex life started getting affected, she mentioned wanting me to initiate sex more. I tried this and got rejected every time. Last year, we had sex twice.
Damn.
Yo.
We got a soldier here.
Man, I asked her how she'd like me to initiate, and she said she doesn't know. This year, she's been feeling low mentally. For the last few months, things have been better for her. Again, I tried initiating sex, and she rejects me. This man must be beating his meat like it owes him money. Oh, my God, bruh.
Oh, fuck.
That boy, his dick is chafing. All right. All right. She passed her university qualifications last week, and I booked a weekend at a romantic hotel for us. Oh, shit, boy. We got there, had some spa treatments, and a nice meal, went back to the room, and got rejected again. Oh, bruh. That's trash.
Yeah, it is.
That is trash. You spent all that money. All right, let's see. The next day, I was upset and she asked what was wrong. And I just explained how getting constantly rejected has pretty much ruined my self-esteem. She said I wasn't being fair, but I just said she can't repeatedly ask me to initiate sex to reject me every time. Bruh. I know, man. I know, bruh. I know. She again said I was being unfair and she can't help having depression, but I just said she can't expect me to go without sex permanently while being constantly rejected. She said I was being harsh, but I don't think I am. I explained to her something has to change as she can't expect me to just accept not having sex and being rejected when I try to initiate it. Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend how rejected she's been making me feel?
No.
No.
The thing is, right, you guys are aware that antidepressants affect libido, right?
100%.
And so that's the thing. You guys are both cognizant of it. Chemically, she has a slither of a valid point because she cannot help the way she's feeling. So it makes sense because like the chemical reaction is just not happening, right?
Yeah.
There's gotta be more effort though. She's got to understand like, all right, this is a need that my partner has. I gotta do something other than just like, yeah, just keep doing it, dude. And then you're like, no, fucking no. You're being unfair by saying that I'm rejecting you all the time. No, you know what I mean? Like, like if she's not making an effort at like trying to actually like fix things and meet your needs, then you're like, all right, look, listen, baby girl, I've done what you asked. You haven't done what I asked.
Facts.
So I'm going to have some other lady do what I ask. At the end of the day, if you're not overreacting because you have needs, bro, like sex 2 times when you live right next, you know what I mean? Like, especially because you're probably attracted to it. Like, you see her like, damn, like she bending over, putting it in the air, or like you're like, damn, shit, that shit look good.
Hey, you know,
you're like jonesing for it, and then she's just like, no, and you're like, all right, bro,
I'm back to beating my dick again.
2 years.
2 years, bro.
Or, fuck that, dude.
That's what I'm saying. So,
and I'm not saying like only be with her for the sex. It's for the effort with it. You know what I mean? If she's not putting in effort to try to at least meet you somewhere, bro, like her depression is eventually going to be cured, but like, is that what she wants from you? Is to wait until her depression's cured, she's off antidepressants, and her libido comes back? You know what I mean? Like, there's no, like, for her to just say, like, you're being unfair, and then not giving any solutions, not seeing your side, none of that stuff. All right, bro, like, there's got to be some type of intervention where she comes to a middle ground, or she just gets the consequences of her own actions.
Yep, that's exactly
she
what I was
got
gonna
antidepressants, bro. She'll be fine. She's not gonna do nothing.
That's what I'm saying. I was just gonna say that, like, she's got to meet you in the middle at some point.
Yeah.
At some point, she's got to meet you in the middle. She's got to be able to say, hey, you know, I get it. I'm being a little unfair to you. I get that sex is important for you in this relationship. So, you know, let me like maybe not take my antidepressants on this day and see how I feel. And then we might be able to do it that. Bro, you can skip one day of not taking the antidepressants.
Yeah.
You know, like you can do that. Again, you can also, me and my ex-fiance, we kind of had this problem too. For her, it was her birth control. And, you know, we had to go to like a sex doctor or a sex specialist or whatever. And, you know, they give you alternatives on stuff.
Yeah.
They'll help you find like a good concoction that will keep your, that will kind of keep your libido, but at the same time still give the effects of what you need and stuff like that. And so, you know, you can work these things out, or you can find other ways to kind of get them in the mood. And there's books on this shit, bro. You know what I mean? And, you know, we have the avenue of the internet, so you don't really have to go to your library and look at books. You can go on the internet and look up a lot of this information, and, you know, look at it from a lot of MD websites, not necessarily, you know what I mean, from other people. Just go MD, because you will find a lot of information on this stuff. There is a lot of like medical knowledge on like sexual intercourse and bringing that back, because when I talked to the sex expert specialist and stuff, she was saying that a lot of her clients are people who are like 60 and above, and they just want to like get them gears turning again, and they want to have sex again, and they find ways to do it. There's a lot of medications that they can take to bring libido back. There's a lot of certain like massages and stimulations that you can do. There's a bunch of things that you can do aside from, you know, just playing the basic DJ hero and you know, and
because it's like that's like another good point is like if you're initiating by like, hey, would you like to have intercourse this evening? And she's like, no. Like, I mean, I don't think any woman would be like, yes, absolutely. I find that very refining.
I am all of a sudden moist.
Yeah, like if she's like, dude, like I need you to like throw me across the room or something, then like you got to start hitting the weights and throwing her across the room or something, dude. Like, I don't know. Like there's other alternatives where like if she has something specific and it does work, or like that's the two sides of it, right? If it's something specific that you're not doing, you got to do something different. But if you are doing what she's asking and she's still saying no, then like he said, there's concoctions, there's 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 energy drinks that have that stuff in it now, there's
facts.
There's plenty of stuff that you can try alternatively.
Yeah, because there's female Viagra. All
Yeah,
that stuff. Yeah.
because like I said, chemically something's not happening with her, and the point of antidepressants is to get your brain repaired chemically over a period of time. So obviously if she's like, yeah, just wait for it to be done, like me to be done with my antidepressants, that's pretty fucked. So you just got to introduce other chemicals and I don't know, smoke some weed maybe, or
man, you gotta try stuff.
That's
where
exactly.
we're coming at, is like, this is not just a problem on her side. We look at it like it's your problem, or it's a problem on your side as well, because I don't think you're trying enough things to like get her in the mood. I think you're just trying the same thing over and over and over again, and you're just getting rejected and rejected and rejected, and then you're like, what the heck, man? I used to be able to just say, excuse me, madam, are we having sex tonight? And she was like, exactly, indubitably.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, you gotta, for one, she might just be bored of that.
Yeah.
She might just be bored of like, man, nigga asked me to have sex. Like, bro, rip my panties off and fuck me. Like, what are we doing here? Yeah. Also, lube, bro.
Yeah.
Lube. Get you some. It's off of Amazon. It's called Uber Lube, bro. Get you a little Uber Lube. It's a water based thing. So, it's not like all jelly and, it doesn't get all over your sheets and shit. Get some shit like that, slather that dick up and get up in there, son. Yeah. Because it's one of those things where it's like, you gotta try multiple things.
Yeah.
And you guys will find one thing that fucking works.
Yeah.
I know it. You'll find one thing that works. Because I was in the same position with my ex-fiance. We had a lot of sex issues and problems and stuff like that because either her medications or, she used to take beta blockers and, a lot of that stuff fucked with her. So we tried a bunch of other stuff and, shit worked. And I ain't gonna lie to you, for us, the Uber Lube was the shit. Man, I was up in them walls everywhere. I'm just saying, it's like, bro, try something and you never know what'll work.
Yeah, because it's not like we're not coming from a position of like we have no idea what's going on. Like I've been in like a dry spell before as well, where it's like, all right, bro, like something's got to give. Yeah. But like that's the thing. On her side, she realized like, yeah, you're right. And then we tried a bunch of different stuff, and then we started sticking with stuff. You know what I mean? So it's like. That's just what it probably comes down to. Like, are you trying different things, and then you just eliminate as many possibilities as possible. Yeah. And then from there, you make your decision,
Yeah, man. You can do it. Don't worry. Yep. It's not all on her. Yep. It's definitely a thing of, like, you have to put in that work just as much as she does. And look, if you're putting in all the work and she's just not putting it in, then it is time to go. Like he said in the beginning of the scenario, if you're not meeting my needs, I got to find somebody who will. Yeah. So you guys let us know what you think about that one in the comments. Give your points and opinions. Do you agree, disagree? On to our next one. Am I getting stalked? Okay.
Oof.
I'm an 18-year-old female, and he's a 45-year-old man.
Holy shit, Ron.
He started talking to me recently, and now he has found my school and goes there without me noticing.
Run.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Holy shit.
She was like, he went to my school. Like,
what did he say?
Yeah.
School? This man is over here, like, going to your school? Okay. He found my phone number and sends me pictures of me to my phone, along with various amounts of money. It is becoming frightening. I'm scared if I ignore him, he will become aggressive. What do I do?
First of all, what do you mean? Are you being stalked? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's sending pictures of you to you.
Yeah.
Bro, what? If that's not stalker behavior, I don't know what is. I think she's maybe asking this pondering question because he is sending money. That could be a thing where she kind of looks at it like, oh, well, he's sending me money and that's kind of endearing, but he's also doing a lot of creepy shit. So I think that might be where she's kind of like
Yeah, it sounds like she's just got some inexperience because this is not how men act, right?
Facts.
We have stuff to be doing. I'm not going to be spending my time going to your school, taking pictures of you when you're not aware, I'll send you money, but I'm not going to, like, do weird shit. I have stuff to do. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to be fucking... Especially because he's 45 or something like that.
Yeah.
And my first thought was like, "Where's your dad at?" And like, that's not a bad question, right? That's not you're a fatherless woman, but like, you should have a trusted male figure in your life that could help protect you. Because I guarantee you, right? Especially me, my little girl tells me like, "Dad, this guy being weird." I'm like, "All right, well, he's no longer on this planet.
Yeah, facts.
He's not alive.
Facts.
He's done. He's cooked up." We got him out of there, you know. Flip him over,
assassins
put a little seasoning on him.
Yeah.
He's done.
He is sorry, Fredo.
Sorry, Fredo. Yeah,
sleeping with the fishes because, dude, nah, man. And I 100% wholeheartedly agree because I was gonna give the same advice. You need to find your dad. A trusted, male figure, a guy that you know at your school, something, somebody, because I'm telling you, this dude, and you're afraid of him getting aggressive and all that kind of stuff. And this is why you got to put this stuff in place first before you even tell him, "Oh, I don't want to do this," or I don't want to do this anymore. You put all this stuff in place. You tell, your guy friend or a dude you like, or your brother or your cousin or
at the very least the police.
Exactly. Even that. Even the police, it's one of those things where you can say, "Hey, look, I got this guy." Show them the pictures that he's sending to you of you, because they'll take that shit very seriously. Especially with those pictures. Those pictures are definite evidence enough. You get a little restraining order against homeboy, and then you let him know, "Hey, look, man, you can't be within this amount of feet of me." And if he is, you call the police on him. Police come down here, and they'll take him to jail right away. And so you got to put all these things in place before you even say, "Hey, I don't want to do this to you anymore." Don't tell him about the restraining order. Like
not
that.
Right away.
No, not right away. Just if he's doing some fuck shit, crazy shit, then whip that bitch out and be like, "Hey, nope, nope."
Carry some pepper spray. So
man,
because it like we talk about it, and just to bring it up because it was something that was kind of like big in my life a little bit, is like the whole David case. Like, you heard of David, right? The singer.
Oh, yeah.
How he fucking killed that 14-year-old.
Yeah, homegirl was found in the back of his Tesla.
Or let me not say he killed her, right?
Yeah, because that's still not confirmed.
Not confirmed. They blamed it on the manager or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that everyone thought he was a normal dude. Everything was fine. And now a 14-year-old girl has lost her life that was involved with him. So it's like, all right, bro, he's 45. He's not famous. He's not in the public light. He's clearly obsessed with you.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And it's like, you might be beautiful, you might be young, 18, and we talked about this on the last episode about like grooming and shit like that.
Oh, yeah.
This is where I'm like, bro, what does an 18-year-old have to offer a man at 45 years of age? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And for some reason, he has some asphyxiation where it's unhealthy, and it may be unhealthy for you, right? Mm-hmm. The money is not going to be worth your life. Nothing is going to be worth your life. So
Facts.
Tell trusted adults, get other people involved, make sure you have safety with you at all times, and then let them know, like, dude, you got to stop because this shit's excessive, whatever. And then after that, it doesn't matter what he says. I don't care if he's like, "Oh, you're right, I'm sorry, let me pull back, let me send you more money," whatever. No. Yeah. Because then he's going to try to lull you, and then he's going to try to, like, pacify and be like, "All right, you know what? She's not really fucking with this anymore. I'm going to make sure she doesn't fuck with anything ever again, dude." And then you're going to be in the frunk of a Tesla.
Yeah, exactly.
God damn it.
Yeah. Now, all right, we're going to play a little devil's advocate, though, because it's like, what did you do to get him so obsessed with you? Because, I mean, I don't think it was a thing where this 45-year-old man was just like, 18-year-old girl, damn, obsessed. Right. I'll do anything for you. You know what I mean? Like, I wonder what you did to kind of get him this obsessed with you. Now, was it a thing where you guys liked each other? You may have liked him, gave him a bit of a relationship, and then was like, this was just a summer fling piece, motherfucker. And, you stopped it and he didn't stop it, because obviously then that kind of changes a lot of things. Now, look, that doesn't change the advice that we've given you. Obviously, still get the trusted people and the restraining order and all that stuff. That's not going to change that. But at the same time, it's like maybe this could be avoided in the future.
Right.
If you go ahead and decide to, like, when you are going to, like, break it off with some dude, maybe you just kind of tell him, or you kind of just make that shit, Now, look, if you did that, then cool, great. But obviously we don't have the information. That's why I'm kind of just playing devil's advocate on it.
Yeah.
I'm just like, hey,
Granted, so my thought is, right, you probably did some things right, and we're just trying to avoid. We're not saying victim. We're gonna blame the victim here, but what we are saying is there's probably a little bit of accountability on your part.
Yeah.
Where you were talking to some dude, maybe caught a little bit of red flags, but still entertained it, possibly,
because
right?
the money, and I
the
really,
money, right?
I think the money
possibly
plays a lot into why she wrote this in,
Yeah.
why she's making it such an issue. Like, am I being stalked? Like, he sends me money, and I like that part.
Yeah.
I just don't like the other parts of it.
Right.
Yeah.
And then so just from there, right? Like we're saying, the accountability part on your side is just, be careful why you walk into relationships with people, because you never know who you're gonna be
100%.
involved with, right?
100%.
Obviously, you cannot make someone obsessed with you. That is their choice. However, at the same time, if you're in a relationship for the wrong reasons and then they do some crazy shit, then you have part accountability in the fact of what's happening to you. Right, because I like you said, I don't think he was just like scanning, looking around at the schoolyard and was like, all right, that one right there. All right. Well, he did find her number. He found her number, found her school.
That's true. That is very
now
true.
I think about it.
Yeah, that is very true.
How did you? That's interesting. That
that's
wasn't
why-
left in
yeah.
there,
Yeah, that's-
how did they come in contact?
How did they meet? That I think is the biggest part of
Okay.
all of this. It's like, how did they meet? Because, like I said, it still doesn't change the fact that, he didn't just see her and was like, oh, I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
You had to have done something to make him this way. Men don't just obsess off of things at a random. They obsess over things because of some reason. There was some contact, there was some conversation, there was something that
I wouldn't say that, because there's men that are obsessed with celebrities and the celebrities never met them, and then they go there and fuck them up. Yeah,
well, and that's why I phrase it in the way that it is. There was something that is causing the obsession, and it's not necessarily like them talking to them and meeting them. I think a lot of guys obsess over celebrities just simply off of the fact that, like, they enjoy what they do, and so because they connect so much with what they do, they're like, oh my god, that creates the obsession.
Yeah.
And for this guy, it could have easily been, they had one conversation, and that conversation flowed so well, and it was great, and this and that, and he was like, oh, I'm gonna send you money, and that's kind of what kept her going, and then it created his obsession. It could literally be one conversation. But again, I don't know for sure.
I don't feel like that's bad, though. You know what I mean? Like, if she's a conversationalist or whatever.
No,
you know what I mean?
and that's why I'm not saying, like, this is her fault or nothing like that. All I'm saying is, like, what led to this obsession, so that way you can kind of understand not to do this. Because I definitely think that this was a thing where, she was probably just being a conversationalist, la-da-da, everything was great, and then she entertained the money. She entertained him because of the money. And that's, I think, where it fucked her up. Because he looks at it like, bitch, I am paying you. I have some exclusivity to you.
Yes.
I have something,
Yeah, that's the thing, too, especially for men. If they're going to invest money into something at all, they're going to want some type of control over that.
Yeah.
I.e. why fucking dudes will donate to OFs or whatever.
Yep.
And then they get pissed when OF models or whoever the fuck doesn't respond like they wanted, and then they like, all right, I'm going to this bitch house and I'm fucking her up. You know what I mean? Like,
and she's like, I never talked to you ever. Some Jeet in fucking India is over here just, oh my god, you look so hot tonight. You know what I mean?
Open up your cloth.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
if you send me $100, then you can see Bob's.
Yeah.
You know, and that's really the economy when it comes to that. It's like, bro, it's not real, but a lot of these guys obsess with it.
Right.
And that's kind of goes back to my point where it's like, they don't really have to talk to nor meet the celebrity or the girl in order for the obsession to happen. And that's why I think on this dude, it was just one conversation, but I think where she went wrong is not having the conversation, but entertaining the money.
Yeah, I could see that. That's possible. Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. You let us know what you think about it in the comments, because that one's a really, really fucking good one.
That's
all right. Definitely a good one. Well, that's going to be today's best friend episode, man. Hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. I know I did.
Yeah.
I got to hang out with my best fucking friend, bro. This was great. We're definitely going to be back every Sunday. He's going to be on the show every Sunday, all that good stuff. So if you guys have specific scenarios that you want, him to do on the Sunday show and all that, definitely let me know. Then that's where you want that scenario to be read and all that kind of stuff, just like the military guy did. Because if I'm being honest with you, I think he did a master class with the military guy, because I wouldn't have been able to give that kind of advice, So, yeah, man, that's going to be today's episode. Is there anything you wanted to close out with? Anything you want to end with?
Just, I'm happy to be here. These are some good scenarios. I really liked helping out that officer. Sir, if you're out there, I know I'm older than you, but at the same time, I have a lot of respect for every member of the United States Army, Navy, whatever the case may be. Military is what I was going for.
Definitely.
It slipped my mind.
After 2 hours of talking and off the top of the dome, it mushes your brain after a while.
But keep sending in your questions. I love helping you guys out in any way I can. That's really what I'm here for,
Definitely.
And, I definitely appreciate all the subscribing, the traffic that you guys do for me and your boy here. It's really an honor to be exposed to this many people, especially just walking in, and my best friend being the co-host to it. So it's like, dude, thank you guys so much. I will start plugging my Instagrams and stuff like that here shortly. I just I'm getting everything situated so that way you guys will actually have content to consume versus just what I already have up there. So yeah.
All right. Yeah, because I know I always ask you to plug it in at the end. But okay. So, he's going to get everything situated, all that good stuff. This year is going to be a good year.
Yeah.
We're definitely going to be doing a lot of cool shit. And I'm probably going to think about getting him a soundboard so he can have his own set of effects and stuff like that. And, we're just always going to be growing the show and doing great things. But before we close this episode out, I want to say one thing. Definitely call your best friend, text him, him or her, whatever it is. Tell him that you love him, man. Yeah. Tell him that, hey, I appreciate you, and I'm glad that we're going through this crazy-ass journey called life together.
Facts.
Yeah, all right? But that's going to be it for us. We love you guys. Peace.